Folks
I put
at home.
his feces of his tea.
But yeah, let's come back to the question. Sorry. Hi everyone, my name is Jain, but everyone calls me Ro. I'm working at R&B as a funding desk analyst.
Hi everyone, my name is Ndlovu. People call me Tafa. I'm a graduate process engineer at Anglo American, and welcome to In the Kitchen. Rehin, why don't you tell us what we're going to be making today?
So today we're going to be trying to make Kerala chaya. We've got all the ingredients here. We've got the tea powder, the cardamom, cinnamon, and sugar for those who prefer that.
Where's this tea from?
Where's the tea from? It's from Kerala, which is a state in India. It's where my parents are from. So.
Okay, so we're taking it back home.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can. I don't know if it's good.
No, I'm sure you get it right. I'm sure you get it right.
Indeed.
All right, so let's get straight down to it. Firstly, you guys are really good at acting. Everyone, this is take 2.
Rehin messed up on the last time.
Back to the question about, how the heck, you guys are two of the biggest nerds in the country. You were top math student in your year, and, Tafa, you were amongst the top 10 science students, having gotten the Sassel scholarship. How the heck did you guys meet?
I guess the Vice Chancellor of UCT had a plan for us.
Wow. That's not true, everyone. That's not true.
Well, we don't know if it's true or not, but
to the best of our knowledge. To the best of our knowledge, yeah.
But we went to the same residence at GCT. Yeah. So back then it was known as Smuts Hall Residence, now Upper Campus Residence. And yeah, I guess we both were just waiting in the same line to get into the same residence.
Yeah, I remember the day. I think I met him on the first day, but probably the moment that sticks out is when we were on the bus to Signal Hill. This guy came and sat next to me. He was busy showing me a couple of, I can't remember if it was
Signal Hill? I thought it was Ratanga Junction.
Oh, it was Ratanga Junction.
I thought it was Ratanga Junction.
It wasn't Signal Hill, it was Ratanga Junction. I remember. And he was busy showing me a couple of things on his phone. I can't remember if it was memes.
I can't remember.
He was ahead of his time at the time. But I just remember his signature love. So
memes definitely. Memes were not a thing at that time. But maybe Rowan was ahead of his time. Maybe he's got all the inside info.
Ahead of the trend,
But you guys obviously, you got into university, into the most pristine programs, and then you did very well at varsity. Got into some really, really cool companies. You're at RMB. You're at Anglo American. And was what? Okay, all right.
Go ahead.
That's gonna be in the edit, by the way.
Go for it. Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, what advice would you give to students who don't get the best grades? What are other things that you can do to stand out?
Yeah, I think one of the things as well is you need to try and do as many things as possible when you're at university, outside of your academic, degree, as long as it doesn't compromise that. You need to maximize, your own potential. So if you're a musician, go join the orchestra or the choir. If you're, a sports player, go and play in the soccer team, or go play in the hockey team, or
but
the
why
team.
why is that? How does that help you stand out to the big dogs?
I'm not so sure if it helps you stand out necessarily. I think it probably does, yeah. But I think it gives you a whole range of experiences how to deal with working with people. Particularly, I think team sports. Team sports help you to handle, how to actually work with people from different backgrounds. People that you may have not met before, to achieve a common objective, which is what I think a lot of us do in the working world, is we work together to achieve a common objective.
And okay, let's say that you do get the interview, you're working at this really, really cool company. You might just stay there. You might not really rise in the ranks, for years and years. What are things that you can do once you're in a company to sort of fast track your career?
Yeah, I think there's different parts of it, right? So I think one important thing is to. Oh, okay.
You guys actually have to make
Oh, we have to.
Rahin, you
I don't know
can't,
if I can multitask.
you can't delay this any longer,
delay,
dude. You can't delay this
Okay.
any longer, dude.
But I think just, I think I'll just give my answer and then, I'll start talking about the process as well. I think it's just important to reach out to people, I think it's often intimidating and sometimes in the virtual world, like you don't know, like you're not actually seeing these people, right? But I think it's just important to reach out to people and say, hey, I hear you do this and this, would you be interested in just catching up for 15 minutes and just, explaining what it is and things like that. I think just asking people just to curiosity to learn. I think coming across as sincere and being sincere is like important, like you're not doing it just to network or whatever it is, I think it's important just, if that's something you want to do, don't necessarily fast track yourself to a place that you don't necessarily want to be, right?
All right. I think you guys should definitely get to making the,
Where do we start?
oil and leave thirsty.
How do we-
I got
how do
stage
we-
right now, dude.
How do we fast track this
How do we
process?
fast track this process? Okay. So the idea is we're going to be putting like about a cup of milk, right?
Okay.
And then we're going to be boiling it. But I think this is already hot milk. But let's maybe just boil it a bit more.
Boil it.
Bit
to
more.
make
And
sure.
then, we're going to put the ginger, some cardamom, and some cinnamon, right?
Okay.
Just put them in there. It's going to steep in there. And the thing's going to boil, right?
Okay, so we don't do anything to it. We just plug it in.
Plug it in, yeah. So like when it boils, obviously the milk's going to start like, popping up.
Yeah.
So just be wary, and then that's when you put like about 3 teaspoons. I usually put 3 teaspoons of the tea powder in here, and then we're basically done, and then we just strain it out.
How come
so
in 6 years of knowing you, you've never made me this tea?
Yeah, this doesn't seem like a snack that you make every day, right?
No, now I'm working from home.
In
It
6
is.
years of knowing you, you've never made me this tea.
Well, how often do you come to my house? First of all,
I lived right next to you. I lived right next to you. I lived right next to you.
so
for
this
about
was
2
this
years.
was a habit I only got about a year ago or so. I was like,
Okay.
cool.
So you don't actually make it in your daily life. Who
I make it now in my daily life.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll take your word for it.
I have been to your house once.
Yeah,
So.
it was brief.
I'm coming
I
next
I
week.
remember how full we were when we came, so that's why I didn't offer the tea.
We fell asleep on the couch.
There we go.
Very nice couch, yeah.
Okay, should we begin,
Get this
Okay.
do it. So you said 1 cup of milk, right?
Yeah, 1 cup of milk, and I assume this is water.
Okay.
Think so?
Cold milk.
Yeah,
Or-
we're gonna put cold milk, and then we're just gonna let it into boil.
Coolio.
I wonder if this thing will fit, huh?
Okay.
What are some hidden gems in terms of like industries that you see like are the industries of tomorrow, like the pearls of tomorrow?
What do you mean by hidden gems? As in a sector of the industry.
Yeah, a sector of the industry, yeah.
Look, I think,
In your industry, for example.
I mean, naturally people would, gravitate to things like, technologies which are coming up. Some, which are novel, new, things which can get your recovery up, technologies which can, maximize the asset, the mining asset, as it were. Those are the kinds of technologies to focus on. But equally, it's realizing that ultimately in mining, broadly speaking, across the industry, there's a big drive around, figuring out how to mine smarter.
Okay, would you say that like it's an industry that's on like the out, like that's on the exit, on the decline?
Definitely not. No, it if it's not grown like this, it's mined. Everything that you see is either grown or mined. Everything that you use has either been grown. Did you just take my?
I'll lit one for you, don't worry.
You just take my. You must stay here. Like this is your. Must I take the lid off?
Yeah, it's just you can see it.
Okay. Definitely not. It's definitely not on the decline. I think it's about how we do it smarter, how we do it in the best possible way. But again, everything that you see is either grown or mined, one of the two. That's how as society we survive. It's through things which are either grown from the ground. If they're not grown from the ground, they're mined somewhere around the world and processed and packaged as a product. Your phones are made from mining. Your clothes are made from textures which are grown, for example. So definitely not on the decline. But
So in you would say that if you're focusing on mining, it's definitely not on decline. So it's nothing that you should be worried about. If you studied mining engineering or whatever, you're just not in your industry, in the financial sector. What do you think is popping up, and where should people be looking?
Yeah, it's definitely not an expert yet, but if I were to sort of gaze, it's sort of like...
You're not an expert, but you're smart. Like, that's the reason.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I would think like data capability. So like, being able to store the data and access the data is like really important, right? It's things that you don't realize. So you often think, okay, market data is easily available, it doesn't need to be cleaned or things like that, but that's not how it is, right? It's sort of like a long process, and like there's lots of teams and lots of smart people in there, like for the process there. So I just need to watch out for this thing, because this thing's just gonna, it's just gonna jump up.
If I'm your grandmother, and
yeah,
and you're explaining to me like why do we need to look at data in the financial services?
Yeah, so like it's just because data is key to it. So whether it's like data, like market data, right, how much a particular share was traded, or whether it is like using like neural networks and things like that to sort of predict future market movements. Once you start boiling up like this, just give it a good mix and then turn it off.
Oh,
yeah,
this is lovely.
Look.
No, give it to me. Give it to me.
Did you just put your crap in his...
No, it was mine. When I filtered mine, there's nothing left in here for the folks.
I put his feces of his tea.
But yeah, let's come back to the question. Sorry. I think like just like data. Yeah, it smells really good. It's about like having the data thing. I think that's a big part that I realized when I came into industry, is like having the correct data, and like there's so many systems that are interlinked, right? So any sort of process or team that helps sort of bring them all together very efficiently is a team that probably will do well. So yeah, it's often these sort of nuances that you don't see like when you're at university that are really important. Would you like some sugar with yours?
No, I take mine without sugar.
Okay, cool.
Everything without sugar.
Well,
Tea,
I can't believe you're not
coffee.
having it without a rusk though. So that isn't part of the Indian experience. But
That we should do.
But that's a South African mix to this.
Yeah.
Any final sort of thoughts and words from you guys before you conclude? Or are you guys just gonna look?
Yeah, I think anybody watching this,
shout out to my mom and dad if they're watching. If you've stumbled,
I have to do that as well.
If you stumbled on this on YouTube,
if my parents are watching, they're like, "Why didn't you say?" Shout out to my mom and dad watching.
Who's doing the outro?
what do we have to do?
You have to do I don't know, subscribe to my YouTube channel and all that stuff.
You got experience.
Are you gonna put those like little buttons? Be like, subscribe,
press here,
subscribe, share. Watch the next video.
You're giving the editor so much work because you're pointing towards.
So if you're watching this, subscribe.
We're gonna see if he puts the buttons in for you.
Okay, subscribe.
Thank you very much for having us in the kitchen, and thanks for listening to us. Appreciate it.
He didn't sound very enthusiastic. Tough, can you?
Can you do it, bro? You're the podcast host, dude. You got that voice, dude.
Thanks very much for watching In the Kitchen. I hope you were inspired, and I hope you learned a little something from us newbies and youngsters in the working world. And all the best to you and all your endeavors. Ciao.
I'm tethered.
I'm taking my cup with me.
Okay.
like this is good tea. Not bad tea.
Cool. Cut.